Never underestimate the power of one single seed. Look at the size of that. Look at the size of that seed. That is a redwood seed. One single seed, that small, grows into the tallest living things on planet Earth. The tallest living things on planet Earth. One single seed, that small. It makes me think of so many different truths, so many different things. Don't underestimate the power of scattering seed and preaching the gospel and sharing the truth. Don't underestimate the power of scattering seeds when we go and bring the gospel message to the world and love like he loves. Don't underestimate that power. The simplicity of sharing the gospel and the encounters and the amazing things that happen when we do that. The power of what takes place is beyond what we can fathom. We'll find out in eternity. And so I just want to say, never underestimate the power of one seed. Another aspect of it too is I love how Jesus talks about scattering seed, first off, like I said, but how he talks about the mustard seed when he spent his time on earth in Israel. He talked about how it's like the smallest of all the plants there, but it grows into the biggest bush, the biggest plant, and it starts as a tiny seed, and describes the kingdom of God like that. So the kingdom of God comes in a humble and subtle way, and what it ends up being, that's the way Jesus came to. He came to earth as a seed and gave his life and died. And so many missed it. All the Pharisees and teachers, and so many missed it because it was so subtle. It was so, his miracles and everything he did obviously wasn't subtle, but the way he came, the way it started, the way he came to earth was so small, so subtle, so humble, and gave his life as a seed in the ground. He said, if a seed dies, it bears much fruit. But if it how does he say it? Or if a seed doesn't die, it remains alone. But if it dies, it bears much fruit. And that's what we're called to do and give our lives as little seeds like that. And the amount of glory and things that can take place from one single. So this here is a little cone from a redwood, and then it's filled with little seeds, and this is a little redwood seed, and a seed that small can turn in the right soil and in the right environment, but it has all the ingredients and all of the elements of a redwood tree is in this little tiny seed that you can barely even see in my palm. And that can turn in the right soil, can turn and grow into a tree up to 380 feet tall, the tallest living things on the planet, and up to 27 feet wide. That is incredible. We can learn so much about the truth and about the kingdom of God and the way it works through nature and through these trees and through. That's why Jesus spoke so much in parables too. I've learned over the years, it's not one, he did speak to in parables to only get the attention of those that really wanted to hear and know the truth, that would have to dig deeper and ask more questions. And so he spoke in parables as he said and everything, but he also spoke in parables because all the things he created speak of how his kingdom and life work, and we can learn profound truths from the simplest things like this. And so again I say, do not underestimate the power of one small seed. It is mind-boggling. A 380-foot tree comes from a seed this small. So don't underestimate the influence and the effect that you can have on history as a tiny seed of God on this earth. So I just wanted to share that little parable of redwood seeds.